This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Subtle reminder to everybody. A little bit later, we're going to have a pitch clock. If your thing is, I love pitch clock, but I hate Jeremy, this is the episode for you because there is no Jeremy on this pitch clock. It's just Christopher Cody.
That's right.
Who's the guest?
I'm talking to Adnan about baseball. Jeremy gave me strict guidelines because the way pitch clock works, it's like our fun game where we're doing baseball trivia, spliced in some serious trade deadline information. He told me stick to baseball, keep it tight. Yeah. Of course, I ramble a little bit with Adnan. We have some fun.
He's a rambling man.
But get your pitch clock in about 20 minutes.
Pitch clock. Izzy, I made a joke at the beginning of the show. I said, look, this is usually the time of year where there aren't a lot of sports stories, but then Sports Story said, hold my Celsius. And people were like, I mean, what does that mean? That's because there's a big news story that came out around Celsius, Izzy. Can you?
Yeah. I got Chris Cody a little confused with this one, too, because I just wrote on the board this morning, high noon equals Celsius. And he was like, what, high noon gives you energy? Like, what are you doing there? And he's like, no, so you haven't heard this story. Well, apparently the manufacturers, I guess it's the same company, right, of Celsius, accidentally put some high noons inside Celsius cans.
Oh, my God.
So it, for sale, somewhere in America, in several places, are Celsius full of high noons. And the amount of like potential situations you can put yourself in with this is absolutely hilarious. Like I'm thinking of some drunk dudes like in the gym, but mostly if you have, like it's lawyers forever, if you have 2 empty cans of Celsius in your car right now, just keep it for life. Because if you ever get pulled over for a DUI, be like, what are you talking about? I didn't have a drink. And you just have to take a picture of yourself with the Celsius cans there. Lawyer's like, what? He didn't know he was getting drunk. Celsius folks ruined him. You can't give him a DUI for that. Like, that's another
a tip on how to get out of a DUI. Didn't have that on my bingo card.
No,
Can you
that's fine.
imagine if there was like a Miller non-alcoholic option, but it was accidentally filled with Miller Lite, so delicious and refreshing?
Miller Lite would never make that mistake.
Never make that mistake. No, that's ridiculous. But no, the idea of like going to grab a Celsius and you have one, and maybe you don't really recognize the difference, and you're just like, you know what? Not really feeling the energy yet. Let me have another one.
But I feel
and
good.
You're just like, I'm still not.
I don't have the energy, but I feel good.
Let's get something's going on here, and you're just wasted off your ass at work. It's like, what happened? It's
unless
10
you pull a
a.m.
grapefruit.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Let's be honest. No one likes the grapefruit one.
Nobody.
You ever go to a get together and they have the cooler out there? You're late to the party. It's all grapefruit.
I've never had a Celsius. Do they taste? Is it fizzy? Like, could they be mistaken? Like, could you drink it and get some high noon and be like, this is just
how bad are your sinuses? Possibly.
I was going to say, with the amount of people that have been affected by COVID over the last several years, I'm sure they could like pass with a handful of people. David Sampson probably couldn't taste the difference, right?
Those hard seltzers are very hard to detect the booze in them. I wrote on the Man Show many moons ago, and I used to pitch that we would get a non-alcoholic keg or a couple of non-alcoholic kegs and take them to a frat house as a social experiment to watch the guys act like they're drunk. I would like.
That would be amazing.
Whoa, I'm feeling that, man.
Hey, man, I've always thought you were hot, man. Maybe it's just the beer talking.
There's some filet mignon there.
Let me kiss your forehead.
True story. The first time I had White Claw, I did not know it was alcohol infused. So I was drinking it with vodka. I was like, there's a chaser. And I was like, wow, man, I didn't think I put that much in it, but all right. And like maybe, and I think Mike Golick Jr. was at the party I was at when this happened. And he was like, because he was the one like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, no, I'm just using it as a mixer.
You're ahead of your time. People do that.
You thought this was a trend of just like terrible, like
I thought it was
tasting sparkling
it was
water?
like LaCroix. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was like, oh, this one's called White Claw. All right. And I didn't, it was like, I remember him spinning the can and pointing to the proof on him like, oh my God, this has 5% alcohol by volume.
I've got people losing their jobs, their careers, getting DUIs on the way
Over
to work
Celsius.
just because they wanted a little energy kick. Like, that is quite unfortunate.
You know what the moral of the story is? Metric system, evil. Wouldn't happen with a drink called Fahrenheit, I tell you that. Fahrenheit would have got it right. Celsius, bad.
North, 1994.
That's a bad movie.
Zach. Well, geez.
Oh, that's
Cinephobe.
your co-host on Cinephobe.
Cinephobe,
Wow,
man.
Interview with a Vampire and The Crow was also 1994. Ed Wood,
Ed Wood.
Don Juan DeMarco, File.
That was a good one.
That's a great one.
That was a good one.
Drop Zone.
Drop Zone. Wesley.
Gary Busey.
Look, 90 was Money Train 94? Wesley might have had a year, man.
I mean,
No, 94.
95 probably.
We talked about this before the show yesterday, I think. You know who has an argument to 1994? It may not even be Jim Carrey.
Who's that?
It might be Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones had 6 pictures.
He played Ty Cobb that year.
Yeah, he did.
Never seen that one.
He was in Blown Away.
Yep, I remember that one.
The Client, I think, was also in there. Yeah, sure.
Mike, could you grab Chris's phone real quick and tell me what he just searched? Oh, I've never seen him so embarrassed before.
94 also has Natural Born Killers, Bullets Over Broadway, Lion King, Reality Bites, The Hudsucker Proxy, a little underrated. Not a bad picture.
Tim Robbins? Was that
Tim
Newman,
Robbins,
yeah.
that's how, Paul Newman's in it.
Yeah.
And they all talk in mid-century accents. Look here, bub.
Ah, see?
You're the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas, and so on. Time Cop, True Lies.
Time Cop. Let me tell you something about Time Cop, man.
True Lies.
If there's
Lion
ever
King.
been
Lion King.
Yeah, Steve Martin also.
No, I was just hammering it home.
Yeah, me too.
Let me just say
Triple
something.
down.
Let me just say something about Time Cop, man. If ever there was a premise for a movie that needed to be, they're rebooting The Running Man. I'm like, no, Running Man was fine. You don't need to reboot that one, right? They reboot all the good stuff. I'm like, no, take Time Cop. Because it wasn't as good as it should have been. It should have been nothing but heists across centuries and him trying to track down and eventually piecing together that it's the evil senator who then changed it so that he could be president of the United States in the future, which, by the way, I kind of feel like that's what's happened.
You are exactly right, though, Amin. They have it upside down. They take the ones that work because they want the floor to be as high as possible. So we know people liked that movie before, so let's make it again. But they're doing it backwards. Right. The good premise for a movie,
Yes.
but poorly executed.
Exactly.
Groundhog Day, you never need to remake because it's a high concept. And if you go through it in your mind, they basically explore everything you would do if you were dropped into that scenario.
So we hired yet another movie guy.
Well, this is my thing. This is my thing when it comes to reboots. Once upon a time, movies got rebooted all the time. All the time. Scarface wasn't original. There was a Scarface in
took a while.
1930, whatever.
A Star is Born.
Star is Born, right? Like, you could reboot movies and people wouldn't really notice, right? But nowadays, it's like they're making a point of the IP. Like, no, remember this thing? We're doing it again. Like, no, be subtle with it. Heaven Can Wait was a reboot. And then it got rebooted again after that with Head of State. And it's like, these are all reboots. They're the same story told different ways. Bring me back there. You know what? I'm all right with you doing Ghostbusters again. Just don't call it Ghostbusters. Call it something completely different.
What about Ghost?
The Buster of Ghosts.
Bustin'.
Side
Buster
note,
makes me feel
you know
good.
what they do need to update at some point?
Goes
Because
bussin'.
people revere the movie so much. I think it's mostly because of Nicholson, but The Departed to me is the most overrated 21st century movie.
UFO. My brother.
It is all based on cell phones, so it's outmoded already. It makes no sense if you're not. I mean, everything pivots off of the cell phones and who's making the call from where. But two, Jack Nicholson is a criminal mastermind.
Yes.
Running
Say
a
it.
very small crew.
Yes.
That has been with him for a long time, save one youngster. 20 years younger than everybody else in the crew. He just made the scene, but I don't think he's the mole. I think it's the guy who's been on the crew for 20 years.
I like the cut of this young man's
The
jib.
hell?
Right, there's that.
He knew his uncle and dad.
But he beat up the guy in the bar.
That's true. And everything after that is cream
Prune juice?
cheese.
Was it prune juice?
Can't be the new
Cranberry,
guy
right?
that tried to be a cop.
Cranberry juice.
Then the next thing is, I'm the leader of a massive criminal enterprise, one of the biggest mobs in Boston. But I'm going to be hands-on on all these murders and drug dealings and what? Where's this at?
They're going to catch anybody. They're going to catch me.
And then finally,
He explains that.
Finally.
He's like, I don't need to have sex anymore either.
yeah.
I like it.
Here's one last thing. It's like, this is Jack Nicholson dying in that movie.
Oh, God.
It reminded me of Bobby J. Thompson in Role Models, pretending to die when they're playing what do you call it, when they're LARPing. It's the same, like, overacting. I'm like, what are we doing? And then to put the cherry on top, in case you didn't know that this was cinema and not just a regular movie, we'll have a rat run across the screen.
Didn't get the reference.
And-
Marion Cotillard's death scene in Dark Knight Rises would like a word.
Yeah.
Nothing beats The Departed.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. Happy summertime, everybody. Summer is fantastic. A lot of outdoor activities, a lot of concerts, a couple of championship parades if you're lucky enough, a lot of big-time movies. Maybe you're going to a happy hour before you see a big summer blockbuster with your friends. Why don't you order a Miller Lite at the bar? Whether it's via draft, glass bottle, or that beautiful white can, or the cool special edition 50th anniversary gold cans, make in any time this summer a Miller time is always a great idea. You want to make a summer memory that lasts forever? Well, crack open a Miller Lite. You know why? Because since 1975, Miller Lite has been the go-to way to stock your cooler to celebrate those incredible summer moments. This year marks 50 years of Miller Time, 50 great years of taste, 50 great years of celebrating with great friends and making unforgettable memories. Brewed for flavor, with simple ingredients like malted barley, it delivers that rich, balanced toffee note flavor and golden color that just hits different. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Folks, nothing says summer like long days, clutch plays, and firing off a few bets on the game, all with DraftKings Sportsbook. Never bet baseball before? Hey, it's easy. Pick a guy to go yard, hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. No spreadsheets, just vibes and dingers. Here's something special for first-timers, new DraftKings customers. Bet $5 and get 150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use code DAN. That's code DAN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Dan Le Batard.
A recreation of the iconic scene in A Few Good Men, as told by Chris Cody.
Stugotz.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled to them.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Some wild overacting by a high-end thespian. We were just talking back here about Rounders. Malkovich's performance and that, give me and his money. What the hell accent are you doing there,
Russian.
Mr. Oscar?
He beat me.
He beat me.
Look,
How often were those impressions done in Gilbert's game? Like, that's every hand, right? At least once?
It's in Gilbert's game for sure.
Let me get some Oreos.
I rewatched Rounders last year, and I was like, man, I thought that Malkovich killed this assignment when I was younger, and then I rewatched it. I'm like, this movie survives and somehow persists above this terrible performance.
Norton's great in that.
Yeah. fantastic.
Malkovich is. I think about his roles. I wonder, maybe we were a little too excited. He's a great actor, but also it's like it's a lot of the same character over and over.
Well, Con Air is the same character.
Well, that's his greatest role.
Is it?
Con Air.
Yes.
Being
Even
Jo-
better than being John
Being
Malkovich.
John Malkovich is his greatest role. He played himself over and over again
No, Con Air. Cyrus the Virus.
because
He's a thespian.
Yeah, he is a thespian.
And one of the more inexplicable deaths in cinematic history. He's on Fremont Street on a fire engine on a ladder, gets flung from it, somehow lands on this conveyor belt, and then gets a pile driver straight to the face.
Oh, yeah.
What are the chances? And I don't know if you've been to Fremont Street. I have. There isn't a junkyard nearby that I can be flung to.
Well, it was 1997. I always try to keep that in mind. Whenever I see movies set in Vegas, and oddly enough, set here, like older movies, I'm always like, okay, it wasn't like we reviewed The Pest on Cinephobe a couple, maybe it was last year.
I love that movie.
I tried out for that.
Terrible movie.
Auditioned.
I love that
Did you
movie.
for what role?
A role
The kid
that
at the playground?
a role at a fair that ended up being cut from the film anyway.
The kids he beats in basketball?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. That would be funny. That's Mike Ryan right there. Yeah.
Or maybe they changed it to that scene, but there was a scene where he goes to a fair and does like pop a shot.
Oh, yeah. Well, he does the thing where he's scamming people. He's at like a crowded fair where he's doing like the cup
He's
game.
scamming people at the fair, but
Oh,
the
the youth fair,
basketball
huh?
scene was him walking past the school and he plays basketball. But
For their lunches. He
There's-
beats them in basketball and takes all their lunches.
there's scenes
The script that I got was different.
There's scenes shot right here in downtown Miami, like on Flagler and stuff. I'm like, oh, I know that, and it looks so clean,
Super different.
so clean. And I was like, where's this? What is this place? It's crazy. So
I
like,
can assure you it wasn't actually clean back then. It's a lot
Oh, they-
cleaner now. They cleaned it up.
for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, where?
Dude, down this area in particular, my car was broken into routinely going to Miami
school?
Heat games.
Oh, yeah.
Routinely. This area is so
this is
much
it being
different than it
nicer?
was. Yes, it's safer. It's safer than it was just 6 years ago. All the new construction
I guess so,
just
yeah.
just got all the people that would break into your cars out and moved over to another place, I guess.
Compare and contrast. We did Once Bitten, a very, very early Jim Carrey movie, right?
I love that film.
And the early scenes, they're in Hollywood. They're on Hollywood Boulevard. And I was like, it was a shithole back then, too? Like, I thought, like, in the 80s, it must have been really nice and classy. Like, nope.
No.
Shithole filled with weirdos. That's
And more
Hollywood
drugs.
Boulevard.
When you mentioned auditioning, Mike, it made me think of a random thing that, you know, how when you searching through your phone, searching through your photos. I don't know about you. I don't really organize my photos very well. I got to start from the very top and start looking. Well, at the very top of my phone, for whatever reason, amongst the first 10 pictures, is you as a child in a Burger King ad with the Así lo quiero.
Yeah, that was
right?
a national.
Yeah.
That was a national commercial.
Yeah,
That
and
made
I
good money
can't
there.
remember if you talked about this stuff on the air on the
'cause
show before.
He has, because I know he can't speak Spanish, but he
Right.
can deliver that
that's
one
why
line.
that's why I went by Mike Ryan for so long on the air as opposed to Mike Ryan Ruiz because the racism.
You also have a tough time winking. Is that still the case?
That's a still.
Buddy, wink for us right now.
If
Give
I
us a
may, the audition was the wink. All right, so
That's the
clearly I was
I mean,
doing
you-
something right with the wink that they wanted.
Give us a wink.
Well, I mean, it's been so long.
Don't put pressure on it. He'll wink when he's ready.
I was just going to tell Amin to tell them in the back that I sent Fuentes the photo, but now that everybody's looking at me, we'll do this.
Yeah.
Fuentes, the photo's in your text.
I think you pointed at me. I thought something was going to
Yeah,
happen.
the only movie auditions were for Miami specific things or Latin roles, and I got really frustrated by that.
I think it was the eyebrows.
And
Being pigeonholed.
I was.
So the name change helped out?
It worked out for me professionally.
Yeah?
Yeah, the name change did work. I'll be straight up. I had a program director that looked at me like I had two heads when he found out that he could start putting me on Dos Amigos.
Probably still in prison.
Like I felt that. No, I knew I was justified by going Mike Ryan professionally for a while.
Well, even like in the radio business?
Yeah, in the radio business.
That's
I'm
amazing.
actually now
In
I'm proud of
Miami?
our like one of our great legacies is that I can go by Mike Ryan Ruiz now because this show got so popular. But
Wow.
no,
That was a thing.
dude, yeah.
In this market?
Yeah, it's why I went by Mike Ryan because I was in the entertainment business before. I was like, I know how they treat me, and I got to radio, and hell yeah, they would have treated me the exact same way.
Dave, you ever felt like you had to change your name to make it?
Dame Check?
Yeah. Dame Check. That's
I may change it after this morning.
Hey, Dame Check.
After
fool.
what after the attack, the senseless attack by Amin.
Well, Billy
I may
Corbin,
have no choice.
Billy Corbin had to do the same thing. His actual name is Billy Cohen.
Really?
Yeah. Because I
feel like Cohen's
because
a-
he's Jewish. I think
John
that's the reason.
Stewart uses a stage name.
What's John Stewart's real name?
John Stewart's real last name?
It's very Yiddish sounding. Yeah,
Yeah, because I feel like Cohen is not that like there's a million Cohens out there. Like Cohen is not a
A lot like Gregory, was it P. Cody that he tried to throw out there?
Yeah, he thought about dropping it in his byline.
As I don't have a middle name, so early on in my byline years, I was like, should I add like an X middle name or something or a Q? Just never really. came up with
IXG.
it.
That would have been your initials. That would have been IXG. Oh man.
Jonathan Stewart Leibowitz.
Yeah, Leibowitz.
Leibowitz. Yeah. See that one? Like okay.
It's his middle name, Stewart.
Yeah.
Spelled differently, though.
Damashek came to a head in third grade, really, for me. That's when really my peers seized on it because it had a bad word in it.
Damn,
You got a bad word in your last name. Like, stop it. Like, yeah, damn people who live in a shack. And I'd be like, stop doing that to me. And it's spelled differently. It's not like the bad word. It's like the one that stops water. But they didn't care.
Dave, check
That's
out
how I
that
became
photo.
Sheck for the rest of my life. People have called me Sheck.
Sheck, check out that photo behind you.
How long did you get free Burger King for this? How'd this work?
I actually got
You doubt
other.
his winking
I got other
ability.
commercials for Burger
They
King.
paid him in Burger King.
I had there's a speaking role. I think Reddit found it. There was a commercial that I did with Christina that was a big national commercial for
Guapo con
Crest.
queso?
Crest?
Yeah, sí son muy feos. That was my line for that one. I was being asked by a disembodied voice about cavities. Sí son muy feos.
Roy, did you ever have anyone make fun of your name when you were in school?
The whole rhyming situation, Roy Boy.
Roy Boy!
That sort of thing. Yeah.
For me, it was a lot of, do you know what I mean? You're a mean person. And then I do that a lot of times when I'm introducing myself because I don't give my full name, but I do explain to people, yes, my name's Amin. Like, yes, like I'm a mean person. Like, you know what I mean? I do that one a lot. My dad does one to me, which is weird because he does it to me. He says, Amin El hasn't. That's like when, whenever I'm like, as you clean it, and clean this one, Amin El hasn't, as usual. I'm like,
That means that was used on him when he was growing up, and he's just got to pass it down.
That'd be a good title for a bit. You know what, comma, Amin? And then you go into the bit like, hey, you know what? This happened.
Or maybe like a guest appearance on God Bless Football. I mean, El has it or El hasn't?
Yeah.
There's something on the preview they're going to tell me is Mike Ryan, but I don't believe it.
Yes.
Also, is that Robin Hood? What are you starring in?
Oh, we have the video now. Let's play it, guys. Hit it.
They're going to get to it in a second.
Almost
See, I hit my
They got
cues.
switch, Here we go. And there's no sound in the video.
Wait,
Classic.
that looked like you cussing there.
Hey, how about them? They got that fast, though.
It looked like you were cussing.
Looked like you were calling that little girl's teeth ugly.
Christina.
I actually called her a mother.
Yeah, you did.
Pitch clock next.
Don Batard.
Can I tell you something? I don't know, it was maybe like a month ago. And I decided to watch Pitch Clock. And I told Jeremy,
Stugotz.
this is a good show you're doing.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Welcome to the Pitch Clock. Here's the pitch, a two-part baseball segment combining a nostalgic baseball trivia game and an interview with an expert. This is the Pitch Clock. Welcome to this week's episode of the Pitch Clock. And if you've been listening to the show this week, you might realize or know that I'm not actually in studio. So this is me from the past saying hello to you in the future. The reason I'm not there is for what I believe is a pretty special cause. So I'm a counselor at a 9-day sleepaway summer camp for children with cancer called Camp Fiesta. This is our 40th anniversary of Camp Fiesta, and my family's been involved since the very beginning. My uncle was their first director. Camp Fiesta is the greatest camp in the history of the world. It says so on our t-shirts. And the reason that's the case is every single one of these kids comes back year after year for free. In a really special place for a whole bunch of kids who are going through hell to show up and feel as normal as they possibly can for 9 days out of their year. But we almost never even talk about the fact that anyone there actually is either going through treatment or is recently in remission. Every single one of our counselors is a former camper. They're all people who had childhood cancer, beat it, in some cases multiple times, and now are living their lives as adults and make time, no matter what's going on, to come back to Camp Fiesta and be a part of the Camp Fiesta family. So if you've heard all of that and you're like, hey, Jeremy, how can I help make these summer sessions even better? You can donate. campfiesta.com/donate is where, if it's $1, if it's 50 cents, every single cent counts. And I can promise you it all goes directly to the cause. We spend a lot of money on making sure that these kids have the time of their lives. We take them to all the parks in Orlando. We go to the beach. We go bowling. We go to movies. We do Everglades boat ride tours. There's all sorts of different things. So if you've been listening to this, thank you for listening to my spiel. But here's the good news for you. Chris Cody's stepping in this week, and he's going to conduct our interview with Adnan Virk. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for constantly consuming the Pitch Clock. Thank you for supporting Camp Fiesta, and I will see you all next week. Chris Cody is going for 5 straight victories over me in Taylor's Trivia.
How, bud?
That's him. Taylor's here as well. We're going to get right into this trivia on this week of the Pitch Clock, and I don't feel good. Taylor, tell us what's going on here.
The game today is 3 strikes and you're out. You guys could flip those papers. The list in front of you guys is 23 unique players that have hit 31 plus home runs by the All-Star break. Players are only listed once, so even if they achieved it multiple times, you're only going to see their highest mark.
Love that. All right.
I love that.
I just don't want some. I'm just prefacing that because I know somebody's going to guess somebody twice.
For sure.
Jeremy, we'll let you go first. Start us off.
Because I've had such a terrible time with this lately. All right, let's stick with. I'm going to start right at the top. With the Mariners, 38. That's not the most. The most is 39 for the Giants in 2001. We all know who that is. But it's happening right now. Cal Raleigh.
So my
big dumper. There's
3
2025 guys, so that kind of gives an advantage to Jeremy because I'm pretty sure he's watching baseball still.
Whoa, relax.
I am.
It actually just helped me because I was like not really paying attention to that. I'll go 2025 just to shut you guys up a little bit. Aaron Judge.
There you go. 35 home runs. Aaron Judge.
All rise.
1998, St. Louis Cardinals, my favorite player of all time, Mark McGwire.
That is correct.
He had 37 home runs before the break that year. Obviously, that's the year where it was, well, I'm not going to mention the other thing.
Diamondbacks, Eugenio Suarez.
Good for you. I will count that. Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah, it's not how you say it, but I'll give it to you.
His friends call him Eugenio.
There's a G in there.
Eugene. I'm going to stick with my favorite year there. So I'm going to go down to 33 home runs in 1998, the Chicago Cubs. That's Sammy Sosa.
It is Sosa. There's one more 98 on this list.
I wonder who
that
there
is.
Be. Thank you for pointing another helpful.
I mean, Taylor, enough of you. This guy doesn't pay attention to detail.
No, first of all, you don't like. I clearly was like, where 98 Sosa. I was like, okay, where is it? There it is. Like, come on. I'm gonna go 2021 Angels Mike Trout.
That's gonna be Chris's first strike.
Poop. Adnan Virk, welcome back to the Pitch Clock. I'm not going to do a Jeremy impression. I thought about putting glasses on, but it's not going to happen.
That's like a limited Jeremy Taché. I like it, Cody. I think with a little bit of workshopping, we can kind of get there. But the deliberate kind of pausing, the pensive look in your face, we've got something there.
As much as I want to troll Jeremy, I'm really proud of what he's built here, so I'm going to respect this. It's deadline day. As of right now, give me the most impactful move so far of the trade deadline.
The most impactful move, the most impactful bat, Eugenio Suarez they get from the Arizona Diamondbacks. They give up 3 prospects, including some kid named Locklear, not related to Heather. Apparently he's a pretty good first baseman, whatever. Prospects are suspects, who cares? You go ahead and you get Suarez. This guy is 5th right now with 36 home runs. He's got 87 RBIs, which leads the National League. And now this offense is pretty legit. Like, Raleigh is the MVP favorite, especially with Judge out right now. He's on pace for 63 home runs, which would eclipse Judge's American League record of 62. Arozarena is an all-star. Julio Rodriguez is an all-star. And you're adding Suarez now to those bats, and like Seattle can bang. And of course, he just got Josh Naylor from Arizona. So Naylor's a guy I love. Pride of Mississauga, Ontario. He's hitting .292 this season. And now you're adding Suarez. Big time move by Seattle. I just hope they can now make the playoffs and hopefully win that division away from Houston.
I was told to stick to baseball here, but could you have a bigger poster of Casablanca behind you? Is it possible?
The Casablanca poster is unbelievable, and I've also got the Pacino Godfather too. But the way it's framed, my head's obscuring it. But the whole downstairs, Cody, it's revamped brilliantly. I mean, since we were doing Cinephile, it was just a skeleton basement in there. Now I've got movie posters adorned everywhere, and yes,
it looks wealthier. Your basement looks wealthier than it used to. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, it's been seriously revamped. You're right. You would have thought when I had Cinephile, it'd be better. Go ahead.
Stick to baseball. Most surprising move thus far of the trade deadline.
Well, it's the one that I'm like, I don't really get is the Reds and getting Ke'Bryan Hayes. Now, Ke'Bryan Hayes, I'm sure, is a great guy. He's a great defender. There's no question about it. Defensive run save, this guy is lights out. And Terry Francona, who I love, the manager said he might be the best defender in baseball. But Cody, he can't hit worth a you-know-what. I mean, this guy's offense is dreadful. He is a 64 OPS plus. Reds third baseman are hitting 650 so far this year. That's their OPS. Ke'Bryan Hayes hitting 660. Like, how is that an improvement? Like, his offense is awful. And he's due $7 million each of the next 2 seasons, then $8 million each of the next 2 seasons after that. So, like, you're really kind of committing almost $30 million over the next 4 years. Again, if he could hit, he's a good player. But the guy can't hit worth anything. Like, he's a clearly one-dimensional player. It's like Kevin Kiermaier. All those years with the Rays, I'm like, you're giving him $10 million a year? I'm like, maybe. Like, I guess if he's that good defensively. But to me, the Reds, they're in a dogfight right now trying to make the playoffs. They're fighting right now the San Diego Padres for that final wildcard spot. And they could have used offense. They could have used Suarez, who's a former Red. By the way, Suarez formerly played with the Mariners as well, so he's familiar with what he's getting in Seattle. But that, to me, like Ke'Bryan Hayes, I'm sure he's a good dude. It's a relatively good contract if indeed he performs. But his bat is atrocious, even as good a defender as he is.
Well, I'm going to go 1998 Seattle Mariners, Ken Griffey Jr.
That is correct.
Shout out being 3 years old and falling in love with baseball.
2009 Albert Pujols, Cardinals.
Nice.
Yep, with 32.
Yeah, that's a
by
good
the
one.
break.
That's a very good one. This is where we start to at least ask some questions. Oh.
Yeah, I just realized one too.
Well,
yeah.
I'll just knock out the one at the top.
Yep.
I'll knock out the one at the top. 39, 2001, that's Barry Bonds. Might as well.
Oh, I thought you were going the other top.
I know the other one too.
Surprisingly, still on the board, Barry Bonds, but that is correct.
That's like Ichiro being on the board last week and me not going to it. I'm just trying to not strike out
See,
at this
1961 Yankees, I've seen 61 a bunch of times, and there's 2 guys who are going there for this race. I just don't remember like if one of them got off to a hotter start than the other. But I'm just gonna go with the guy that ended up doing it. I'm gonna go Roger Maris, 33 home runs in 61.
It is Roger Maris.
Attaboy. Well done.
Because Mantle and they were neck and neck for a lot of the season.
Yeah, but that was the right move.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for that one. The first person to leave this century.
Yeah.
All right, well then I'll go ahead and knock it. I'm just going to keep trying to go from the top down if I can. So 2013 Baltimore Orioles with 37 home runs. That is one of the worst contracts of all time, Chris Davis.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Please be wrong.
It is Chris Davis.
Oh, thank God.
See,
okay. For just a second, your face made me very concerned.
You thought that was a hard one? Taylor? I thought that was, yeah. Let's just go with what it needs. I mean, who else could this be? 1994 White Sox, the Big Hurt.
Yeah, it has to be, right? That's one of the ones
I felt. Frank Thomas.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I felt confident about, which is now I'm a little nervous. I'm going to skip over the A's for now. At 37 in 1969. And I'm going to go ahead and go down to 2001. There's 35 home runs, Arizona Diamondbacks. That's Luis Gonzalez.
Yeah.
It is Luis Gonzalez.
Man, these mid-2000s.
Yeah, yeah, there's some strange ones. I have one that
I'm going to go Willie Mays, 54. In 1954, 31
I think you're right.
That is right. Chris Cody,
well
holding
done.
serve.
Really good job. 1969 Oakland A's, Reggie Jackson.
Mr. October. It is Reggie Jackson. Woo!
37 homers. Man, that sounds like he was Mr. April, May, and March. Or May and June.
No, that's Aaron Judge.
Yeah, that's true.
Most underrated move with high upside thus far of the trade deadline.
Well, I'll give you a few. I don't know if it's underrated because I think people know that Yohan Duran's an impact guy, but he throws a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, Cody, and a curveball, slider, which is like in the mid-80s. Like, he's an absolutely filthy reliever. And the Philadelphia Phillies knew they had to do something big because of the fact that, you know, in terms of their bullpen, just hasn't been there. Their bottom 5 worst bullpen overall in baseball. Alvarado is their closer, but got dinged for the PED, so he's back late August, but he can't pitch in the postseason. So that's a real concern for them. They signed Jordan Romano from the Blue Jays this past offseason. He has really struggled. So go out and get Duran from the Twins. To me, that's a big-time move. They've obviously got a top-heavy rotation with Zach Wheeler and Sanchez and Suarez. you never know what you're going to get with Jesus Luzardo. But offensively, Schwarber's having an unbelievable season. Bryce Harper's really turned it around. So I think Duran for the Phillies is a really important move. Dombrowski's always fearless when it comes to making moves like that. I think the Mets did a decent job by getting Helsley from the Cardinals, who was their closer a year ago with St. Louis and was still the closer this year at 21 saves, but not nearly as good as last year. I looked up opponents hitting 406 off of Helsley's fastball this year. That's brutal. So hopefully the number one will be a little bit better there in Queens. They also got Rogers. And one more I'll give you, since your question really was phrased as under the radar. I'll go Ryan McMahon just for Taylor. Now you say, well, how could the Yankees be under the radar? Only because everyone thought they would get Suarez, and instead they get McMahon, who, at least by the numbers, has been a below-average offensive player, but he's outstanding defensively. Not quite Keith Ryan Hayes, but he's in that realm. And all of a sudden, he solves the fact that the Yankees have had a black hole at third base. He's a great defender. You got to think offensively he'd be better than what he showed in Colorado. And so far, he's done that. He's been a good hitter for the Yankees. And he's under contract for the next couple of seasons at an affordable price. So under the radar, I thought Brian Cashman did a good job getting Ryan McMahon.
All right, as we sit here at 8 a.m. on Thursday, a few hours left in the trade deadline, give me a prediction, something that may have even already happened by the time this airs, something we can make fun of you for if you're insanely wrong about it. Call your shot here. What's going to happen the rest of the day?
Well, there's got to be some starting pitchers getting moved here. So far, we've seen the bullpen guys and the big names obviously being Duran and Helsley. And Clase's not going anywhere because of the fact he's not been placed on paid leave. Otherwise, he could be a big guy. Love the Jays getting Seranthony Dominguez, by the way. So the biggest bats, Eugenio Suarez. We need a starter, Cody. So I'll say Mitch Keller. Since you're wearing a Pirates hat, I'll say Mitch Keller gets dealt. And I'll also throw in Edward Cabrera, just for the Marlins. Everyone has said he's the most coveted guy out there. I don't think Sandy Alcantara gets traded. He's not had a good season, as you are well aware. Why would the Marlins trade him? Wait till the offseason, get a better deal for him. So Edward Cabrera gets dealt by the Marlins, and I believe Mitch Keller gets dealt by the Pirates. Those two big starting pitchers will get dealt. Who knows, as you said, they could be dealt by the time this airs.
Adnan wrote a book, Cinephile. It comes out August 26th. We're going to have you on later to promote it, but just look at that thing. Oh, looks glorious. Thank you, Adnan. We love you.
Thanks, Cody. You're the best, buddy. Love you, and look forward to being on the pod to promote Cinephile August 26th. Let's go.
God damn it. Which one is it? There's two. I'm going to go Red Sox 2006. Manny Ramirez.
Second strike for Chris Cody.
All right. Well, then I feel like I have to go after that one.
You're gonna go Bill Miller?
So I'm not like I'm worried.
Trot Nixon?
I'm just worried.
Remember that good first half Trot had?
It's not Trot Nixon. It's not Bill Miller. It's not Johnny Damon.
Jason Varitek had a great first half one year.
I feel like I have to now go with David Ortiz, Big Poppy.
It is David Ortiz.
Thank God.
Not Mark Bellhorn.
I was nervous for a second.
He was more of a power guy.
know?
That was such a dumb guess.
Oh, that feels good. All
I
right.
just saved it because I had other guesses here. Like
I just want you guys to know that if I don't win this, we might never record a pitch clock ever.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of the pitch clock, root for me. If you hate the sound of my voice, which I know is a chunk of you,
I do.
Maybe you'll get lucky.
All right, cool. I feel like this is probably this is one of these guys that I know he had a good time for this team, but whether it was 2008, 11, or 16, that those 10 years just kind of blend together for me. I'll go. Man, but then another guy just popped in my head. Blue Jays, 2011, Vernon Wells.
That's going to be the game Jeremy's going to win. It's not Vernon Wells.
Who was the Blue Jay? Do you know?
I'm not sure who the Blue Jay is. I'm not.
Oh, wait. Who was the other person that popped in my head? Whatever. Tell me who it was. Who was the Blue Jay?
Joey Bats.
Oh,
Jose
of
Bautista.
course
It
it
makes
was.
so much sense.
Can I guess a couple others before we wrap here?
Crime Dog, 99.
For the Rays.
No.
I can tell you, I think 2019 Milwaukee Brewers, that's Christian Yelich, right? That's David Sampson's favorite?
It is Yelly.
So that's Yelly. I'm assuming, and I just don't know which year, between 94 and 89. One of those is Willie McCovey, right?
No.
Is one of them Will Clark?
Nope.
Who were the
really?
Two, who were the
Thank
two
God
Giants?
I didn't guess those
1989, 1994. Who are the two Giants?
So the 94 Giant is Matt Williams.
Oh.
The 89 Giant is Kevin Mitchell.
Oh my God, I never
And
would have
then-
gotten either of those.
Who's the 79 Philly?
Mike Schmidt? Okay.
Who was the Angel?
So the
was
Angel,
the Angel the guy? It wasn't the third baseman that they signed. And got,
Rendon?
it wasn't Rendon.
No.
He I think he played 31 games for them total.
I'm trying to think of who it would be. It wouldn't be Shohei, right? Like, he didn't do that, did he? You
Shohei.
kidding me?
Oh,
Shohei Ohtani?
That makes sense, actually. It's only 4 years ago. I'm done.
You're kidding me. He had 34 homers before the break. How is that something?
Who was the Devil
This
Ray?
guy.
That's the last one on my list, it seems.
Yeah.
So the Senator in 1969 was Frank Howard. The Angel, we mentioned Ohtani. And then the Devil Ray in 1999.
Wade
Fan
Boggs.
of the show.
Wade Boggs.
Or former friend of the show.
Oh.
Was he ever a friend of the show?
Jose Canseco? Jose Canseco!
Oh,
Get out of here.
Damn.
Anytime
The
we could
streak
talk
is
about
over.
the great Jose. Oh, thank God I finally got one off the schneid. And with no strikes. That's about a perfect game, folks. I'll take it. Let's see what happens next week.